So Jason, we're out here at Paintsville Lake where this awesome kayak launch is here, and y'all can see this right here. It's just unreal that how blessed we are to have this now at Paintsville Lake, where it's one of the first in the states that I know of. And our guys, our team Ferguson Excavating, were so blessed and fortunate we got to bid. We wasn't going to bid on it, and Judge was like, well, I think you ought to bid on it, and then we did, and we did get it, you know, open bid on it. And so we were fortunate to get a build at the constructed thing. You know, Mark calls me down there, and his staff is awesome, Regina and Judy and all of them, and we're down there. And he said, so tell me about this boardwalk. I started telling him about the vision and dream, and he said, what if we get a grant? I said, Mark, that would be outstanding. I said, you reckon we have a shot at doing this? And Mark and his staff went to work and got us a grant, thanks to Rocky and all of you in the state, senators, Bobby, everyone here in this front row, Dave Jackson, thank you. Lisa, I don't know, Lisa over there, thank you. You all have been and come together. Everyone here, all the state parks, Vanover, Myers, everybody's done a super job. Mike Deaton out of Indiana, he done the dock, what we're standing on right here, and the kayak launch. And then you can see over here, there's the boardwalk that is a pretty amazing thing that's 10 foot wide. It's got a curb. You know, this thing is going to be good for the community, and we were honored and humbled to be able to do this and give it back to Johnson County and Eastern Kentucky. And you know, this thing started, like I'd said out here in a meeting, you know, on a napkin, so to speak, with, you know, I went to Dewey Bocook first, and then we, you know, he and I drummed ideas of this back and forth, and Clarence Scarberry was in on it too. And then Judge McKenzie, you know, got me into the courthouse one day and, you know, said, I'd like to speak with you if y'all got a minute. And, you know, I went down and spoke with him, and Mark said, hey, you know, instead of taking money away from casting for kids, why don't we get a grant and build this? So that's how it went down. And Mark was awesome, and his staff, Regina McClure and Judy, Daniel, and all of them, are working hard to get this grant money that built Casting for Kids Boardwalk out here. And
I'll tell you from experience, it will get you, because my wife and I were here 3 days ago when there were folks out here in wheelchairs fishing off that pier, off that boardwalk, and I'm telling you, it absolutely, it makes it real, and impactful. Thanks, Chris, I appreciate everything.
So on this launch, you could take a disabled child and come and sit down on this and go down 2 levels and get in and go out in a kayak launch like everybody else we take for granted. The same way with the boardwalk over here. You know, wheelchair accessible all the way around it for a veteran, a disabled child especially, and just people that's in need. And you know, it's just really cool. It's a good thing, and you know, we're real fortunate. And this video here we're going to show you is going to be really awesome, about showing the start to the finish. It's going to be really good, showing all the construction, different sets. So we want to thank you, Jason Kenner and JK Media. It's really brought this to light. I'm anxious to see it right now. Being a construction owner, I've got a great team of guys, Ferguson Excavating. First of all, let me give them a shout out for doing an awesome job. Would y'all give them a hand? All right, so Jason, this is the boardwalk that has the slope to it for wheelchair accessible. Over here looking at it, and we built this on the percentage grade that, you know, a disabled child in a wheelchair can come out here and enjoy this big, nice 10 foot wide concrete. And you know, we wanted to have plenty of room for passing wheelchairs, disabled veterans, or anybody disabled. They have the opportunity now to come out here and feel what it's like to fish. You can see the fishing rod holders there are perfect, and that's what those were built for. And those guys did an excellent job. I want to give a shout out, most important, and we want to make sure we get this in here, Jason, of Robert Williamson. Robert Williamson done all the concrete, him and his son, Rob Williamson. Thank you guys, you nailed it. So give them a shout out there if y'all looking for work, concrete, building homes, doing remodeling, they're great. Also, the living legend we just talked about in Kent McGinnis. He done some stonework up here. We'll get a little shot of that in a minute as we go out. But I gathered the best of the best of old veterans that I have so much confidence in. And so we all teamed up together and built this. To show you about the rod holders. So we built these rod holders. Dewey Bocook had a great idea. Dewey had this, and him and Clarence Scarberry, and they come up with this. And I thought it was really awesome. I said, yeah, I like that. So this is intended when if you're in a wheelchair. So you sit down in your wheelchair, you come up here, and the curbing we built out of concrete, and we put a big turn down on that. It's like 30 inches down of all solid concrete, but you can't go over this in a wheelchair. And then when a child casts right here, after you cast it, when you set it out there, you put your rod in it. So the rod holder is really cool. It's the first of anywhere I've seen. And then you can put 3 rods in it right here like this and cast, and then set them in here and just wait for a bite. And so I thought it was really awesome to have this. It's a good addition to the Casting for Kids Boardwalk. And so most important, if you're out here on the Casting for Kids Boardwalk and you catch a fish, why don't you tag our Casting for Kids Facebook page. That's at Casting for Kids. That's at Casting, FOR Kids. And we also have a website that you can go to and donate to help Casting for Kids. It's casting4kids.net, and we have events coming up. We have a kids tournament coming up June the 3rd, and we'd love to have all the kids come out and enjoy the boardwalk, and especially disabled kids. Please come out and enjoy this. I mean, this is for you all. That we want to make you all feel like you're part of the rest of us that's disabled, to make your day brighter with smiles. Okay, God bless. My passion about this, along with all these anglers and masons and shriners here, we all have one goal, and that's to help a kid. How do we give it back better, and how do we make a difference? And the day that I pull up here and I see them wheelchairs, it's going to give me, thank you.